And my people, it is your boy OMD, Old Man Dex, aka Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze, and welcome to another edition of the Corner Store Podcast. Heck of a guest. This dude, let me tell you, I'm gonna take off my hat and cover my heart. Great actor. I've worked on some film stuff with him. Got a chance to meet him. And sometimes when you don't really know people, out that they're extraordinarily gifted, they're amazingly talented. And I gotta say, Austria, you gave us a great one. Welcome to the show, BERNIE GALANE. How you doing, Bern?
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
Thanks so much for having me.
No, it's my pleasure. You honor me with your presence. Thank you so much. So how have you been, sir?
Pretty good.
Pretty
When
good.
did we do the last show? Like 1.5 years ago or something like that.
Something like that.
It's been a while, right?
It has been a while. I'm
fantastic.
I actually did a commercial or a small commercial to say that on YouTube. Some of the people who follow me responded and said they would be here. So I'm glad you're here, man. I'm so proud.
Thanks for having me, man. Really appreciate it.
You honor me, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. This guy, let's go over some of the things that he's accomplished in his career that I found out about. Now, he's back on the show. One, he's an extraordinarily wonderful person, a God-fearing person, meaning he doesn't fear God. He loves God, but you know how powerful the Almighty is. But he also is an actor, a model, and I've seen him on his Instagram page doing said modeling fall lines of people's clothing. Yeah. And he's a painter. Could you please tell us what award you just won and what magazine it was?
That was the Gold List Award for 2024 by Art Market Magazine. You know, it's a great honor. It's an international competition, right? And they took 4 of my paintings on this year, and I'm very happy about it.
I see you play like music on Instagram, and you're painting. You're kind of just doing touch-ups on some of your artwork.
Well, you know what I do most of the time? I film the last part when I'm far into the painting. And then I show people the whole painting and doing some glazes, a little touch-ups so people get an idea of the painting.
Right. Amazing. Do you draw that first before you do it?
Yeah. There's a pre-drawing, and then it takes me 400 hours, 300 hours for one painting.
Wow.
The latest ones, they're very detailed. There's a lot of hard work.
I can tell. It's very intricate. Yeah. The beautiful young lady you did, I forget. There was a
just
name.
Saw that one?
Yeah. Dude, I used to be an artist. I did comic books and things like that. So when I saw that blew me away.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, what don't you do?
Thanks, man. You know, I'm shooting for a high level and everything.
Yeah, you told me that last time, and I was like, okay, he's shooting for a high level.
No, because it's also subjective, right? Like, what is art these days? What is music these days?
True.
You know, and I think everything is so flooded with bullshit. I'm very outspoken on your show, if you don't mind.
No, please, by all means, say what you want.
And I think it's even more reason to raise the bar and aim high. You know, follow the greats.
I would be honest with you. I don't always do that. So your inspiration.
Thank you.
I don't, man. I'll be honest with you. I'm very critical of myself. Sometimes I get a little down because I'm not doing exactly what I'd like to be doing, and also being paid for it. I hate to admit that money has a little part of it, but it's for the love as well, because you want to do something and be able to get up in the morning and say, I can't be so excited to do it.
Absolutely.
I hate just jobs.
That gives you that drive.
I agree. And I think you're doing your dreams work.
Hard work, man. You know, and you have to persevere when you want to do this.
Yeah, because you followed your dreams. You are one of the in your home country of Austria, where you're from. Yeah, and you're acquainted with Arnold Schwarzenegger, if I'm not mistaken. Correct? Are you friends?
Well, I told you last time was his birthday party, and I met him. You know,
I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of Arnold. So when you told me that blew me away.
Yeah, he has been a great inspiration for me.
Being that he came from where you came from,
and the way he put his life together. You know,
Such hard work. And he talks about that.
he wrote a book, you know, and like when he came here as a bodybuilder in the 1970s,
Mm-hmm.
bodybuilding was a joke back
It
then.
really was. And he
Do you know how
changed.
much money the Mr. Olympia made back then?
I think it was like 50,000 or something like that.
No,
Even less.
it was $700 or something like that. For
Wow.
nothing. They were doing this for free. This crazy training every day. So I read what he did. He wrote books. He had like newsletters. He had a mail order business. And then he slowly got into real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And I did exactly the same thing.
Really?
When I was super young, I bought my first apartment when I was 25.
Wow.
You
In
know?
this country?
And the apartment in Europe. I was always afraid of earthquakes here. You know? Like, I don't want any real estate here.
I got you. I got you.
know?
What started you in music? Because I think Arnold said he was a scrawny kid, and I don't think he was picked on, if I remember correctly, but he started bodybuilding at a young age, which changed his whole mindset, what gave him this positive energy
Absolutely.
to drive on. So what inspired you to be a musician before all of the other things that you do now, which is extraordinary?
You know, like me and my brother, we ended up in a band called the Kids on the Drums and the Session Brothers. And there was a group of like literally kids playing percussion instruments with a rhythm section like bass, guitar,
Wow.
drums of grown-up studio musicians.
Yes.
And for some crazy reason, the band took off, you know.
Did they?
Yeah.
Over in Europe, they were really
Europe,
big. Right.
In Europe, you know, I remember like other kids would go to school. I would play in Paris. I would be on television. Or I would play in Budapest in Hungary, right? And we had a number 2 in the charts back then. And we opened. You remember Bryan Adams?
Yes, a huge fan of Bryan Adams in the 80s.
I opened in the 80s, right? And I opened for Bryan Adams when I was like 12, playing for 40,000 people when I was 12 years old.
Damn.
So we were born into music, you know, and I was like, I like that, you know, and I got paid for it.
How did you get into everything else? Did you know you?
Well, that's a great question. You know, first of all, I had to drive. I wanted to expand, and like, don't forget, like many people don't understand that when the internet became really big, social media and all that, the music business collapsed. It really did.
Really badly?
The ecosystem behind music simply collapsed because of downloading, streaming, no more albums, no more studio. Everybody has a studio and a computer now.
Right.
Like a 3-year-old kid with a laptop is a musician.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
I just posted.
You know, I don't want to sound cynical.
No, no.
Like, but it's
I
really
totally
true.
get you. This 5-year-old kid on TikTok just made a Far Side. I don't know if you know the rap group, the Far Side.
No.
I watched the video and he did it step by step. It was probably his parent that was videotaping it.
Yeah.
Showed the kid with the computer. Now the kid could play.
Yeah.
He played the bass line with a 5. Created the Far Side song. I forget the name of the song, but he recreated the song right there with the computer. So I know what you're saying. Anybody can do this now.
And upload it. And it's just another video, another little fragment on the same platform. So the only real winner is the platform owner.
That's true.
People don't understand that. We are slaves to these platforms now.
And the monetization of it is so small.
It's a joke.
It's minuscule in comparison to what they're making off of your content.
Because you always have to come back and look at the commercials that they shove in your face all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a vicious cycle. And all that stuff broke music and it broke movies and it broke fashion.
So everything's corporate now, which I'm sure you just hate.
It's commercialized, it's corporate, and you gotta be smart and find a way around that. You gotta put yourself on the other side of that whole game.
Yeah, I agree.
There is a reason why there's the 1%, you know?
For sure.
As cruel as it is, but they think different.
You're right on the cusp of some things I want to talk about as well.
And you know, I appreciate your show because we're not like censoring anything.
Damn, man. See, don't make me feel good, man. Don't make me get all, you know.
Because, you know, like honestly, Dax, I feel for a young, talented musician, I feel really sorry for someone who approaches this business like it's 1982.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work, believe me.
The music business has changed so much. By the way, my son KG Hustle, the rapper, he's now in the Navy.
Okay.
He went to the Navy last week, and that just goes to show you. And a friend of his who's, I'd say they're probably on the same wavelength talent-wise. Both amazing. Their music was great. He joined as well because they simply cannot break out in the music business. And once you even do get signed by
Here's the
somebody,
catch. Sorry to interrupt you.
go ahead.
Even if you break out,
You're not going to get paid what you
it's not going to
deserve.
mean anything anymore.
Exactly.
So I understood this at a very young age. So what did I do? I started my own drum line. I started my own books. I never went with a publisher. They asked me several times.
I saw that.
I have my own books, my own DVDs, sticks, cymbals.
Are the
everything.
drums yours too?
And I see, I had the good fortune to do a soundtrack for Peter Wolf. You remember Peter Wolf from
Yes.
from the 80s?
Yes, I do.
Huge producer.
I
sold
really do.
90 million records.
Wow.
We built this
City,
all that
on
stuff.
rock and
Sarah,
roll.
Sarah,
Mhm.
all these songs. So, and he was really nice to me, and like I was like 19 or 20 when I recorded for him. I recorded the Nutcracker and the Mouse King, the animation. I played drums in that movie.
Wow.
I played drums in that movie when I was a kid, And Peter Wolf says to me, "Kid, you're so fast, you have so much technique already. Practice an hour less and just walk around the block and think." He just said, think of what you can do different and how you can approach this business in a different way. And then I did that in my naivety. As a kid, Peter Wolf just told me I have to walk around the block. So I walked around the block and
Right.
I just thought, I just thought about.
Is that where you got the idea of just being independent?
And I told, yes. And I said to myself, I want to create assets. Everything I'm going to do, a book is an asset.
Yeah.
An educational product is an asset. An instrument is an asset.
Something that you can create for posterity.
Exactly. And that's what I did. And the drums, selling a high quality product in the United States is very difficult.
Super tough.
Everything is like culture. Right? You know what I mean?
Even if it's in high demand. And when it's in high demand, they're trying to steal it from you.
Exactly. But in Europe, the drums were really hot.
Mm-hmm.
Every young drummer in Austria, Germany, like Central Europe, they love the drums, So that gave me my first capital. That led me to real estate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then the big crash happened, and real estate sold for like 20 cents on the dollar.
Did yours bottom out?
Do you know what I mean?
Did what you own bottom out?
No, that's what I bought.
Now it's good. Now things are a little bit better, and the values came back into what you own.
They came back big time. Big time.
Are we talking 3 times more than what you bought it for, or maybe even more?
More.
Wow.
And then you rotate into the next wave. What's hip now? What's big now?
Mhm.
AI.
Huge.
And these platforms and the internet. So we're talking about how to use all that to your advantage.
Mhm.
Instead of being that guy uploading something on YouTube, click on me, click. I never cared about that.
Right.
I've never met anyone who became really successful with this for the long term.
Really?
So I never did it. I have stuff online, of course,
Right.
I have
Right.
Instagram, and all that.
Yeah.
But that's cool for me. I'm not I don't want to depend on that.
That's
It's
why
crazy.
you don't have a TikTok page playing drums or anything like that.
No, I don't even have a TikTok page. Yeah.
Wow. I do. And
Yeah.
it's 20,000 strong, and I'm still not being paid from it. They tell me that I should is to buy products, and then give my opinions of the products. When the product gets sold, there's a link by the people. Like if I'm talking about some cologne or a shirt or a bag,
Of course.
the person can click on there and buy the bag.
Yeah.
But I have to sell the bag.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why we're getting 20,000 people just for them to tell us to do more work in order to make money from those people.
Yeah.
It should just be 20,000 people, put some ads on my thing, and then send me some money for it.
Yeah. You play that game on the side for fun. If
Wow.
something goes viral, you might be gone again. 15 minutes later, it's gone again.
There are
there's too much stuff coming all the time.
Saturated.
And most of it is complete bullshit.
Right.
And it destroyed the fashion industry too.
Did it really?
Of course, like they all have like fake headshots and fake profiles, and like they all go to castings,
So you mean to tell me they're casting? Well, they've always cast models, but they always looking for a specific look. And even when they find that person gets used down to the core.
The bar is very low, and they want to save as much as possible as well,
Yeah, but there's millions to be had. I don't understand
that whole age of like the 90s supermodels and all that. That's all gone. It's, you know, that it all turns like a pyramid that went upside down. You know?
Right.
Look at the gas guy. He's like looking for people with lots of followers. You know,
Yeah.
if he doesn't like the look, he's like kind of like putting lots of
Wow.
makeup or whatever, like still get his
So,
advertisement out for free. more
That's
or
where
less.
it
Do
is
you know
now.
what I mean?
That's where it is today. So people like Tommy Hilfiger fell off because of his beliefs and his views
Mhm.
on race,
Mm.
and that killed his. That
That's a
killed
whole other
him.
thing again. Yeah.
That killed him. Balenciaga, all of these different people. They're looking for people like Jay-Z and Beyonce, somebody with millions of followers, just like you said, in order for them to sell their products.
Yeah.
Is that where we are now?
I think so. Yeah. It's bizarre.
It's a brave new world. And speaking of such a brave new world,
sorry
go
to
ahead.
interrupt,
Let me
because
know.
you really have some amazing points here.
Thank you, man.
Think about, like, you point out the payment, what you get paid for your clicks or whatever. Imagine you would have bought that stock of these companies when that shit became big. You can't even get as many hits, man. You know, you might be like that top guy. You know,
There's a few people on here and they're saying,
you know,
they get it. You know, they get what we're talking about.
So that's what I meant. Yourself on the other side of this game. You know, play the game from the other side, because on this side, you're just gonna be a slave to these companies. It's horrendous. You know what I mean?
Question for you.
Yeah.
Being an investor that's actually got things that he can get a return on if need be, and getting a return on while you own it.
Yeah.
If I were to come into some money, what would be your suggestion?
Right
now? Not just stock. What would invest in if you had $100,000
right now? I believe, and I say this here, and you can come back to me a couple of years from now. All right?
Oh, you know I will.
Take my word for it.
For sure.
I believe that right now, the greatest company in the world, which is breaking out now, is Tesla.
Wow, I hate that guy.
Let's not talk politics about this guy.
I got you.
I'm talking about the product, the technology, and where they are as a company. They are so far ahead
of everybody else when it comes to EV vehicles.
It's not about the vehicles. People think it's an EV company.
Right.
It's an AI company.
It's in the whole
and the data.
Oh my God, really?
They have
even Google
real life AI car data. We're talking billions of miles they record every single day. Nobody can catch up to that.
Nobody can tell. Even Google. Nobody's even close.
Nobody can catch up to what they are doing right now. They can't.
Now, from what I understand, when it comes to him, he's not. It was, what's the gentleman that died from Apple a few years back of cancer?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Now, Steve Jobs is an opportunist, just like most business people.
Yeah.
He got in there and he kind of wiggled his way up to the top.
Yeah.
The same thing could be said about Elon. And from what I understand, the concepts and the ideas for Tesla were already there, and what he did was, as most guys with money came in and bought them.
Yeah.
And made himself the face.
Yes. And I would go so. Say what you want about it, whatever. We're not getting into
sure.
politics. It all is what it is.
That part of it we understand.
But that guy's playing 3D chess. He's beyond brilliant, right?
I have to admit,
and I would go so far that he would. I have no proof, but he might be like, how do I get the other side to buy my cars?
People who don't agree with him.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
I gotcha.
How do I get all the other people to
knowing what I know about that truck? Everybody wants it. It has a suspension of a goddamn small. It's not even. They say it's an off-road vehicle,
and they're not streaming one single commercial.
Not one.
Think about it. And everybody talks about it.
Not one. Everybody else has commercials. Every football game,
crazy.
Music shows.
So I think that's the game he's playing. I think that's the real
Well, it's
game.
definitely not checkers. It's chess for sure. Advanced chess, where they're tapping the thing as they move really quickly.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why he's in politics?
Yeah.
For sure, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he helped Trump get in office. And we're talking people with my color who knows that this man is not there for them, yet they still voted for him. To me, I think it's something in the water.
It amazes me that this is even a topic anymore these days. Now in the 22 we are as a society.
Isn't that nuts, man?
I think it's sad.
It really is.
I think it's extremely sad.
Because countries like yours, Finland, Austria, they've kind of moved past all of that. I'm sure there are people over there who have ideas about
Of
race.
course, like they're
But the
idiots. There are
percentage,
low IQ individuals all over the world
for sure.
who don't
And they're
get
sad
any.
and depressed, and they want to blame other people for their fails in life. I agree with that.
Absolutely.
But the percentages over there versus here are much, much lower when it comes to race.
I think by now, because the education system is much better too.
For sure.
For me, every person who is like in any way like a racist or anything like, the right word is primitive. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I do.
It's primitive.
It's a primitive
It's ugly
way of
and
thinking.
primitive and stupid and closed-minded, and unfortunately, many people are like that.
If we can answer the question of, to me, I think I have. It's primarily people who are very sad inside, and they seem to outwardly hate everyone because they look in the mirror and they don't like that person.
Yeah.
So why be good to everybody if I hate myself?
Mm-hmm.
With that said, you're always so joyous. Every day to you is a new opportunity to do better and greater things.
Get better, to grow.
It's infectious.
And to learn from everyone.
Your idealism to me is infectious. That's why I continue to do what I do. And this is a passion play for me. Yeah. Corner Store Television, Corner Store Podcast, the hip hop music that I love.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, you're 58. Why do you like rap?" I love it. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I grew up.
Why do I like fusion music?
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And
for
those who don't know, I like rock and roll. A big 80s rock fan. Today's rock is more corporate and it's watered down. But I love the essence and the core. Rolling Stones, Neil Peart, from Rush, one of the greatest drummers ever. I love Tom Sawyer and Led Zeppelin. Those are huge, huge bands to me that love the music. And not only that, they gave the props to the black blues artists that inspired them to do what they were doing. And you can't do nothing but love somebody who actually is honest about their inspiration. So, and it had nothing to do with race. It had everything to do with the art form.
Yeah.
Is that where you are in your mind about what you do? And modeling. Do you think you're a good-looking guy to be a model? Pause. Do you think you're a good-looking guy and that's why you did it? Or do you like clothes? I mean, what was your inspiration to do that?
When they ask me, I just do.
So they just looked at you and said, "You want to model?"
I've been doing a lot of modeling jobs.
I see. I've seen that. And I just want to find out what inspires people to do that.
Honestly, and I enjoy doing this sometimes, right? I like the nice clothing and like working with photographers. But it's a very vain, shallow. It's industry.
You said that last time you were here.
I'm not,
even with the acting, you said that's being in front of the camera to you is more portraying another person that you are not, like I am. I understand that value too. When I get a script or something that I've played certain things, I've been on camera, motherfuckers. When I get the script, I want to become that person.
Yeah.
And that's where my head is at. It's about the art form of changing who you are, giving that person a voice or giving those words a voice. Whether it be, I just played this guy's father on a passion project of his. This story is pretty deep. He's from Canada. His name's Dwight Benjamin. Shout out to Dwight, a friend of Adam Sandler's and Happy Madison Productions, by the way. He just recently called me and said, because we did a screening last week or the week before, I saw myself on screen for the first time in his film.
Oh, how was it?
And I played his father. It was really good. He called me the other day.
You like watching yourself on screen?
I like watching myself become something of another person.
Else.
Right, exactly. I want to even see if I can pull it off. That's a huge thing. I love the art form. My girlfriend could tell you right now, I talk about movies like crazy and what they mean. And most people look at films, I watch them. There's a lot of politics in movies, a lot of how police do people. It's a whole bunch of stuff in there.
But the movie business, when it's similar like
horrible.
Music, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, the movie business itself stinks. But once they actually get the money together and they're doing the production, that's where I love. That's the part I love.
I just thought about, that French guy, Alain Delon.
Yes.
He just died like 3 months ago or so.
So many people.
And I just thought, I watched some of these old movies. And I watched this one movie with this Italian actress. She looks like a cat, man. She has this thick nose. Like she's really beautiful, interesting looking woman. Like she looks like a cat.
What film was this?
I gotta send you the link. I forgot the name. But
Yeah,
some
do that.
French title.
Was it subtitles or
With
was
subtitles?
Okay.
Subtitles. Yeah. And the space in the movies back then. How long a scene is, and you watch this and like, oh my god, movies used to be so good.
Yeah. It's so funny you say that because I've been watching old films a lot lately.
Yeah. Do you notice the space?
Not only the space,
and the time,
the love of what they're doing. I watched a film, and I want you to remember this title. It's called Empire of the North, starring Ernest Borgnine and Lee Marvin.
Okay,
I know you know those guys. It's about hobos back in the day during the Depression. Everybody was broke. You know, his bread lines. I don't care what color you were. You didn't have shit. Only, as always, had cash at that time. People would jump on trains, and Ernest Borgnine played the sadistic train conductor that hated hobos that would jump on these trains. He would actually kill them if he could catch them on the train. There's a scene where one guy jumped on, they just loaded up some water on the train, and they said, let's go, and they start riding. Ernest Borgnine's looking around, and the train starts to move along. He catches out of the corner of his eye a hobo jumping on one of the cars. Do you know that man came with a hammer? He walked down the train, top of the train, and hit the guy. The guy got ran over. Wow. But it's not even that happened in the scene. It's like these people become these characters. You don't see Ernest Borgnine anymore. You see that train conductor. Yeah. And there's only a few actors in the world today, like Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
Denzel. Anthony Hopkins.
Denzel Washington.
Denzel, that when you go to the movies, you know that's who they are, but you start to forget that because you're so invested in them portraying whatever character they are. That's the power of acting to me.
Yeah, you're so right. And you know, all this change from these guys like Denzel, right? A young guy doesn't get that chance anymore.
Not at all.
Because it turned from, you know, you've been here for a while.
Sure.
Right? So
yeah, in California.
You know, it changed from a genuine movie and music city into a reality television city. It's a popularity contest now. It's just bullshit. Most of it.
Just people that are stars shouldn't be even stars, like Paris Hilton. No disrespect, Paris, if you ever see this.
Or that whole Kardashian culture.
How are they stars?
It's insane.
How are they pop?
It's all bought
and paid for.
Bought and paid for, and like algorithms paid off, and like Spotify's paid off. Everything is like that now, and that's why I say go on the other side of this game. This is a great message today from the show.
Ray, you are telling me something really amazing here, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. When I first initially started YouTube, I wasn't getting the traction that I wanted. And everybody suggested to do what you're talking about right now. Go to some agency. They have all these different agencies that you can pay that can give you bots and give you subscribers so it'll look like you're starting to grow. And it just wouldn't work out for me. And not only that, people like YouTube and TikTok and all that, they see that these are not real. They'll purge these people.
Exactly.
Now I'm on this grassroots movement where I'm doing these stories about hip hop and about these artists that I've loved, and it's a grassroots thing, and that's why people are starting to engage with me now.
And you know what? It's genuine.
It
might take you a little longer.
Yes,
but it's real.
But in the long run, I'll have real people saying real comments and telling me how much they love what I'm doing.
And I think people resonate with real people. I became obsessed with the truth. I'm obsessed with the truth now because almost everything we see is fake.
It's amazing, man. And this is now listen to this guy. This is coming from a guy who's a model, who's an actor, who's in the business, but he created his own lane, folks. His own lane with pure intentions. Those are the two words you need to really resonate with. Pure intentions. And it's also with a spiritual mindset. You incorporate the Almighty in everything you do, I'm sure. And I do.
Like, that's beautiful. I want you to see that in my paintings.
Yeah, I do.
And everybody sees something different there. You know, that's what
they give you a lot of opinions, don't they?
Their story, their truth, and sometimes personal healing. You know? And
are you going to have a showing? Or do I have to get a gallery and do it for you?
No, they're showing sometimes. I'll let you know.
Please do. I'd love
Maybe you can mention it on your show.
I definitely will.
It's on my Instagram. I'll post it on my Instagram.
I definitely will, because I'm telling you, people are missing out when it comes to your art.
You know,
Your art to me is probably more intriguing than anything else you do because
thank
I
you so
never
much.
knew that you were that talented in painting, man. You are amazing, bro.
Thank you so much.
I'm serious, man. Now
really
the drumming threw me off. Now when I saw you playing with the headphones, and I even made a comment to you that I want to come in and do some rapping while you play.
we do some. We'll do one.
If
Day.
you do that, man, I'm gonna freak out. Because I'm telling you, I'm gonna go come there. I'm gonna hear you kick some hip hop style beats, and I'm gonna go crazy. I'm
Let's
trying
do it
to.
right now.
No, it won't be the same.
Rap.
Okay. Look, Bernie Galane, I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna lay it on down. I'm gonna give you the facts. When he making this beat, I'm gonna attack. Dex 300 and 00, not the hero. Don't wear no cape. I ain't no fake. I'm trying to do my thing on the microphone. When I do this shit, I do it at home. I'm the man, understand, 58 years old. When God made me, dog, he broke the mold. I'm in total control, living my life, trying to get it. If your girl's fine, yeah, I might hit it. Bernie Galane is doing his thing on this microphone. Get 300 gone and swing. Peace. See, that was impromptu. Now, see, this dude forcing me to do shit I don't want to do. I hope y'all like that. You know what I'm saying? Bernie, you are an amazing person, man. And so now let's get into the portion of the show where I ask you some tough questions. Politically today, this country is in a weird space. You being Austrian, do you have dual citizenship?
Mhm.
Did you vote? How are you about that whole process and about what was going on?
Listen, man, for me, this two-party system is so corrupt and so fake. They
I love
just
you,
want to
man.
stir up two parties against each other. And what this really is about, it's about commercials, man, and money, you know. It's nothing
It's
to do
power.
with somebody wanting best for you,
It's
man.
power, man.
You know, I think this whole two-party system should be like, get rid of it, man.
In Austria, they have a parliament just like a lot of other countries, which means they
Yes.
have
Yes.
several parties
Yes.
that address different
Yeah.
things for different
Yeah.
sets of people in your country. I've always thought here in America having a two-party system gave you two reasons to hate
Yeah.
your country, because either one of them, whether liberal or
Yeah.
conservative,
Yeah.
they don't. Your best interest as an American citizen is never ever at the forefront.
Absolutely.
It's always about who's backing
Absolutely.
whoever, whatever. These people don't get voted in to do anything for us, and that's even on the local level.
Yeah.
When you're finding out that your city councilmen who are Hispanic. Now,
Yeah.
there was a big deal a few years ago. They had a recording of Hispanic city councilmen talking about black people.
Mhm.
And they were found out. And of course, they went on an apology tour. Oh, I didn't mean what I said. It was taken out of context. Some of them were voted out, and some of them were actually asked to resign.
Mhm.
Are we ever in America, from your perspective, seeing what you've seen since you've been here and from abroad, are we ever going to have racial equality in this country?
You know, man,
From what you think?
listen, the entire system in this country is so brutal. Once you understand it, it's the bigger picture here. It's all about profit. It's a corporate matrix.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And for me, it makes me so sad that the education system here is so bad. It's so broken. And
You've seen that. You know that.
you know, everybody should get a fair shot. A young
Yeah.
person, think about how many trillions of dollars they sent to Warsaw. Like, it's such a waste, man. And it makes me angry.
Mhm.
You know, a young person deserves a great education and a healthcare system that works for everyone. That would change so much, you know.
I don't want to go into. I don't want to like put you on a spot and maybe have some people not dislike you. What do you think about the situation in the Middle East, in Israel and the Palestinian people? Now they're attacking other countries like Iran, who support the Palestinians. Um, I'm not anti-Semitic by no stretch, So let's just get that out there. The Jewish people are the Jewish people. I don't have a problem with anyone, but from the outside looking in, from my perspective, it seems like they're the aggressors. To me,
I would say it's a back and forth, right?
yeah, it is a back and forth, but we're talking about a people who can't defend themselves. So
many of them
desperation causes people to do desperate things, like that October incident where those, the party goers were kidnapped and everything. I don't think that's the way to go. I'm not saying that by no stretch, but let's get to the point of why they did it. Let's talk about that. Let's find out what made them so desperate to where they would try something like that. They're just saying, oh, they're barbarians. They're just doing it for nothing. I don't see them doing it for nothing.
Endless blaming each other. And these guys are fanatics about this. And these guys are fanatics about this. And I think it all comes back to a great education system.
Yeah, I think so.
People have a meaning in life. They have goals. They strive for something. Do you know what I mean?
There's a certain set of people that just love to take, and there's never any give.
Here it's happening too, but in a hidden way.
Big time.
Look how many young people are completely fucked up in this country, man. Playing video games 8 hours a day, like shutting themselves off from the world, having no dreams, no goals. There are
grown-ups that are doing that.
No passion.
I know people that are 70, 80 years old.
It's like giving up on life.
They're shut-ins, because some are so disillusioned with how things are. Yeah. A woman told me, I don't even want to go outside anymore. I find myself being upset going places because the traffic is so bad. So I was like, damn, I hate driving. There was a time when I was growing up, it's like that's the only thing I want to do is finally get my license and be able to drive so I can go do things. And
I think it's destroying our whole society, man.
It is, man. We're all kind of losing it a little bit.
Yeah, and it's funny. I was in Poland last year in Krakow. Which is have you been there?
I've never been to Poland, but I heard it's a gorgeous country.
Gorgeous country.
Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, don't go to Eastern Europe. It's so dark." And I don't believe that. I lived in Germany 4 years, so I got a chance to go to Switzerland and England.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm having dinner on this plaza, beautiful plaza in Krakow, in Poland, and I see all these beautiful women walking by. They all have 3 children and families. I'm like, in LA, nobody has a family anymore, man. People don't even stay together anymore. It's like so bizarre what's going on now in our society.
Do you think it has to do with size of the countries and population?
It has a lot to do with tradition.
Tradition.
With a way of
what a great word.
A way of growing up. A way of.
What happened to America's traditions? They were so ingrained. I think all of the traditions, like in the from 1940 to 1960, there was this thing of having the American dream, which was owning a home.
Yeah, right.
But then you come to find out here in the 2000s that was all to make money versus to make people happy. People weren't buying houses.
Yeah.
So what they did is they did this thing where they started advertising, get the American dream, buy you a home, just for the banks to be able to get you a 50 to 30 year loan, and now they have you. They got you.
Yeah.
And then
for
the
rest
bottom
of your life.
Exactly. You were just talking about property. You've bought property, and it went down in value when the crash happened, and then it skyrocketed back up.
You gotta buy when the crash happens.
That's when people bought. Yes. Who could afford to buy?
That's why you have to wait. Now you don't buy property. It's stupid to buy property now.
Even if it was property that could make you money, like a business park or strip mall.
Real estate. I wouldn't get into physical real estate, like mall and like retail.
No, not even.
Stay out of that, man.
Really?
They're all dying, Don't go into that.
Wow. That's news. That's news to me, because I don't know what to invest in.
If you want to invest in real estate, start with small apartments.
Residential,
Right, nothing too luxurious or crazy, because these people, when they have go through a tough time, they leave too.
God, I just realized that. So you got a strip mall and you just fill it with all these small businesses. Maybe 10 in about 3 months just fold, and then they move.
It's not
now good. You got an empty suite.
That's not good. Look forward. Look in the future. Where everything is going.
God, see, this is why this man is on here. The Corner Store Podcast is all about informing as well as talking about what's going on in the world, as well as entertainment. Now, we just ain't going to entertain you here and talk about the latest movie and all that. We're gonna talk about some real issues, and you gotta have somebody with some fucking balls and some brains to be able to articulate what they really feel. That's the way I am. I don't know. You guys love me for a lot of reasons, probably because I'm a weirdo. But the most important thing is this weirdo is up on game, and that's why we have people like Bernie on the show.
Appreciate
What do you got going on in the future that we might want to check out? I know the paintings are huge, and could you please let everybody know what your Instagram is?
It's Galane_official, like GALANE_official. And the website is www.galane.net.
Galane. And I might be saying his name incorrectly.
Fine, Galane.
Galane. And that's GALANE, correct?
Yep.
Galane, www.galane.com?
.net.
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 Galane.net. And
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, if you go to that site, you will not be uninspired. This dude is dope, man. He is dope. He has a lot of cool ass friends that have actually helped me in my life. And maybe some of the things that he does can help you in yours. So what else you got?
Like I'm doing session work
With who? Some bands?
all over the world, man. People from China. Just recorded for a guy from China. Very, very talented guitar player from China.
I'm jealous, man.
A rock album for a guy from China.
Really?
And I'm doing lots of clinics. I teach university drums.
Well, I'm hopefully you can get it. Maybe I can get you up to Pepperdine to do some things up there.
I do a clinic up there. Yeah.
You have?
No, I will if you want.
Heck yeah! I'm gonna have to find out what their music department is. I'm very new up there. I'll be up there next week or the week after next. I'm sorry, and so I'll find out a lot about that. So I'll let you know.
I like doing clinics, but because young people, like what you said, so many of them are totally messed up, right? And music is such a positive force.
Yeah,
you know what
I agree.
And sometimes I see like some 14-year-old, their eyes light up, and they have a vision. They see like, how are you doing this, and how's your left hand moving? Like, how do you count this? So they wake up to this beautiful art form, like I love to share this now. Pass it on to younger people.
You ever thought about starting a foundation of your own?
Maybe one day. That's a great idea.
I have one that I don't have it yet, but let me just show you. These are some keychains that my girlfriend Sonia Ingersoll made for me. This is the name of it. It's called Puzzle Piece. And in my life, I've had a lot of ups and downs financially, and I've always incorporated or thought of it as there was always a piece or a puzzle piece missing in my life to give the complete picture of what I was trying to do in my life. Yeah. So that's why I named it that. And I'm talking to some people that maybe down the road I'll actually have a foundation of my own called Puzzle Piece Foundation, where I can help some people maybe put that piece in whatever they're missing. If it's several pieces, that's fine too. Yeah. And help them get the complete picture of what they're trying to do, whether that be help them get in a place to live if they're homeless and they have a job.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, and I really truly mean that.
When you've been in this madness for a while, you realize it all gets down to like being a good person. And whatever, if you're lucky enough to have whatever gift, do it for the other person.
God, I'm so glad you said that.
Because our whole society is so egocentric now and so narcissistic.
I'm going to tell you right now, just like I said, I'm a very firm believer in God. And it's gotten to a point where at my age, 58, for those who don't know, I really understand why I'm here. We're here to help each other.
Do it for the other person.
We're here to help each other and pull each other up, man.
When you're a gifted kid and you get attention and like, in your 20s, you have an ego, you think like.
For sure.
Every kid has.
For sure.
But then when you grow up, you realize it's for the other person to make someone else's life better.
Because you're going to make yours better by helping them. You really are.
And the more you do that, like you just said, the more you grow and the more it's really all about that. It takes a while to find that out.
And I don't think a lot of people have a virtuistic in their heart.
If you're gifted, don't have an attitude or be arrogant. Always be humble and be grateful.
I got to point at the person saying that, dude, you are gifted in a lot of ways.
Thank you so much.
And I asked you last time you were here, man, what do you think about acting? And it's such a vain. You were so dismissive of it. And I was like, dang, this dude don't have an arrogant bone in his body. He's out here doing modeling and all that. Chicks probably holler at you and they be wanting to date. Now you're so handsome, all this other shit. And you just brush that aside because you're not there for that. You're there to do what you love.
Well, I was always very attracted to skill. I love virtuosity, man. I love people like Leonardo da Vinci. Like, look at these paintings.
Yeah,
It's
he's too
insane.
amazing.
It's
Come on now. Why
insane.
would you pick the most amazing motherfucker?
You're right, but those guys, you want to at least try to follow these guys, like to shoot up there,
This dude was an inventor back in the time when having inventions was weird to do.
If you look at these paintings, man, it's insane. It's insane. It's so beautiful, man. It's so beautiful. And the same goes for music.
You're in that vein, you know that, right?
Look at a real virtuoso, somebody who can really play. I'm talking thousands of hours of hard work, That makes it so beautiful.
Oh, look at this. Sonia says, Dexter, OMD is very interesting, intelligent, extremely thought-induced. He is an amazing, well-versed in many subjects, and he is an awesome man. Thank you. Now, that is beautiful to say. I appreciate that. I really do. This dude that we talking to right now is in that same vein, and I appreciate you saying that. But see, I think she got skin in the game, if you know. So I appreciate her, and I love her for saying that. You quintessentially what a young man, because you're not old, not like me, to have that old soul that you have, to know the difference between bullshit and reality is a big deal. Yeah. And I think you carry that. When you carry that around, people see that. Some people are not going to like you because of that.
Of course, they're afraid of the truth.
Exactly. Some people are going to not like you for that. And I don't know if they'll like set up something to try to stop you from, being virtuous and wanting to help and wanting to express beautiful things and sentiments to people so they can grow.
I would say the whole society is a little bit like that.
For sure. It's very vain. It's
and bullshit attracts bullshit. There's only, this whole fake it till you make it culture.
Man, I was doing that for a long time in my life.
Listen, there's one big problem. You know what? It doesn't work.
It never works. I ended up homeless because of it.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And
only the real thing works. It really does. And the real thing
that's the only thing that saved my ass is me.
You be real and
exactly
and real work and real skill and real. It's just how it is, man.
And you started at
there's no shortcut.
What was it, like 10?
With drums?
Yeah. 5?
Whenever. The first time I held sticks, it was 2. Yeah, all my life, and I got exposed to the great jazz drummers at a very young age.
I'm sad to say that I was born in Montgomery, Alabama, and I was told I'm talking 3, 4, 5 years old, I've been like a comic, a performer. Mm-hmm. And I was always told that is a something that I shouldn't try to shoot for. I was never really pushed in any direction. Anything that I really loved, like drawing, because at one time in high school, I used to steal paper from the office and make my own comic books. Mm-hmm. And people actually were like, "Damn, this looks good. How much is this?" And I would sell it to them for $0.25, and I was actually making money at it, which meant that people really liked what I was doing. Yeah. So I should have nurtured that. And other people around me, the grown-ups and other people, should have nurtured it as well.
Man, thanks so much for saying this. Look, if we have any people watching this now or later on,
I hope so.
Really young people, think about it. Find a hero. What I always did, I always find a hero in what I want to achieve. Mm-hmm. My first real hero was Buddy Rich on the drums.
Buddy Rich.
And then the other, Billy Cobham, you know Billy Cobham. One of the greatest, Tony Williams, Miles Davis drummer.
Yeah. Now, I'm a huge Neil Peart fan. I've mentioned him already.
Yeah.
And the drummer for Led Zeppelin as well.
You're a kid, you see this hero doing it. And somebody comes along and says, "This is not good that you do. Oh, this is weird. You think that didn't happen?"
You're not going to make any money doing that.
See this guy, and that's all that counts. Mm-hmm. So, and then I told you.
But who are you going to listen to? You're going to listen to the mother that you.
And then you want to make millions of dollars. You don't look at jazz drummers,
right?
You look at Warren Buffett,
right?
So you do the same thing. You study Warren Buffett. Mm-hmm. Just how you study the great jazz drummers.
I see where you're going.
The great bodybuilders.
And either way, whoever you decide to follow, if you fall in love with it, whatever that is, you're going to eventually make your fortune because of your passion in that.
Yeah, but again, and on top of that, study the people who simply did that, like a guy like Buffett.
Yeah.
I remember reading
Bloomberg.
I remember reading the first book, the Warren Buffett book. It blew me. I was a teenager, man. It blew me away. It just made sense what this guy said. Why wouldn't you take advantage of this crazy matrix we all forced to participate in?
Yeah, that's true.
Right? You know what I mean?
That's true.
Look what's going on, like with the fast food industry and all that. It's crazy what they do to people, right? But we all live in this matrix. We all live in this market system.
Yeah.
We're all part of it.
It's all it is buy and sell. Buy and sell.
So you sit here with your phone in your hand. Here's your tablet. Like, this is all part of this matrix.
Yeah.
And so many people are not taking advantage of that. And then eventually help others with that success. It's so nice talking to you,
it's
man.
so profound.
You always go deep, man. I love that about you.
Well,
You're deep cat.
It's hard not to do deep dives or what we see every day.
Very deep.
A lot of it has held me back. What you're saying, because I didn't know my ass from my elbow, and we're all trying to find that niche or that thing that's gonna look
that makes you happy.
The biggest look. I'm gonna tell you right now, the simplicity of what I want in my life at this point is so small and dynamic. All I want is a home, enough money in the bank to say I can pay these bills that they create for us every day, and also the love of a good person that you're with, and the love of my children, and to make them happy and give them the efforts to be able to take care of themselves financially, because that's really what it's all about. Because they're killing us. They're killing us with pay this. The bills keep coming. You'll be dead and they'll still come.
I had my phase with extremely fast car and motorcycles, and like
they're all things.
You have to clean it all the time.
They're all change.
Something happens all the time. Then you have to. Oh my God, this is scratchy.
Exactly.
It's all bullshit.
Superficial BS.
You know what I mean?
It
doesn't make you happy. You know what makes you happy? Getting better at what you love. Go to bed a better drummer, a better whatever you do. A better musician, a better composer.
Yeah.
A better person, right? You get that.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I have a DJ friend, DJ Rody. And he's officially the DJ for Corner Store Television. And he said, I'm with that. I'm your guy.
Yeah.
This man works. That's what he does. He ain't got no job. That man, he has different events that he's doing in Madrano's bar out in Antelope Valley. And that man's working all the time. And he'll get on Instagram and says, I had a full day. I had 3 things I did, 3 events that I had, heading on home. I'm tired. But the tired that he has is a happy tired. It's not like, I went to a job that I hate. Exactly. I was in the bathroom 4 hours hiding or some shit like that. It's a happy man loves what he does.
It's beautiful.
And that's all you want to find, man.
Want. Exactly. That's the greatest gift in life, man.
I love talking to this dude, man. I love talking to him. I don't know how much time we got left.
What time is it?
It's goddamn, we've talked actually a nice little chunk of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play something that I just created a little while ago, and then we're going to let Bernie get out of here. I appreciate all the people who were on the show, who came to the live. A few people asked some questions that I didn't even check out because it was...
See, I brought you some custom sticks.
These are for me?
Yes.
Bro, look at this, y'all. This has his name on them and everything. This dude... Please tell them where they can go see your stuff for the drums and the music books.
Same website. Again,
same website.
Galane.net. GALAN.
These are for you.
Thank you.
Corner Store Podcast keychains. That's the only things I have. Please, matter of fact, 3 so you can give out some to somebody else and let them know that you were here today. I'm going to send you the link to the show so you can pass it on.
Appreciate it.
I got sticks, you guys. What the fuck? This dude is amazing. So check this out, you guys. This is something I made the other day. It's talking about my Corner Store Television.
Yo, welcome to the corner. It's where the fun begins. Every video a journey. We all lose and win. From crazy challenge to last that just won't stop. Corner Store Television.
We're rising to the top.
Television, where the fun is real. Laughter and adventure. That's ideal. We click and view. Together we'll rise. Join the hype. Let's reach for the sky.
Appreciate y'all. Hey, thank you for being here. Corner Store Podcast, episode 130 is in the can. Bernie Galane. Thank you, man. Austria, stand the fuck up. You got a great one over here in the U.S. We keeping them. Appreciate y'all. I'll holler at y'all next time. Let me go to some fucking music here on the way out. I went to the Xbox link, so here we go. I'm out of here, you guys. I love y'all. Have a good one. For all those who are here today, I love you. Shout out to all the people in the world. I'm coming right here straight to you. Love y'all. Peace.